call up. What I'm talking about.
Yo,
And we back.
welcome back to another episode of the Rooted Podcast. Today, man, it's just me and T. You heard me? T, let the people know where they can find you at.
You can find me at _T Hills. You know what I'm saying? For everybody looking to need a bill paid or you want to get laid, you can find me either way. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm out the way. All I'm saying is I will get it done because I'm the one. You dig?
Listen. You got do, a.k.a. I ain't tricking.
AKA?
But I'm sticking.
Oh, okay. AKA?
And that's all I got to tell. That's all I got for today.
Something light, bro. Today.
Something light, you heard me? And welcome to the
Rooted
Podcast.
Ah!
So look.
Pause that something in my throat. I spit in my throat. Pause. I couldn't get that. Rooted.
So look. Bro, how was your weekend, bro? How was Easter?
Easter. Shout out to my people out there. Easter was smooth. Good food, ball food. That's why I love Easter, because you never know what you're gonna get. You can get ball food, or you can get surf and turf, or you get turf.
Yeah.
How was yours?
My shit was straight into the end. Like,
What you mean the end?
Like I had a paper due,
Oh.
and I had like 300 words to write.
Oh, that's easy.
So 300 left. I had pretty much had my last 2 paragraphs, 2.5 paragraphs.
Right.
So I got home. You heard me? Thinking around 8 o'clock, I got ample time to do it. Right?
Oh.
Man, why I ate a brownie? I ain't even know it was an edible.
I was about to ask what kind of brownie. I didn't want to interrupt you.
Son, that bitch started. I got here. I sat down and started writing that paper. I'm writing that bitch, writing them last little words. Next thing you know, them bitches start playing tricks on me.
No, what?
Man, I'm up in
You
the
was seeing colors and shit?
big old load.
No, what?
My shit not even. None of my shit making sense.
The whole paper?
Yeah,
You
like
read it?
I was reading that bitch high, high as a motherfucker. Like I'm going on a whole journey throughout the shit, and I'm going completely off topic.
Right.
So like I went to the version of it that I had, and I said, you know what? Let me go lay down for an hour. You know what I'm saying? I'm still gonna have 3 hours left. Nigga, I went lay down for an hour. Son, I was thinking the whole hour I was laying down. I ain't
No,
gonna go to sleep.
about the paper, huh?
I was thinking the whole fucking hour, son.
Like, about what?
I don't even fucking.
Was it the
I
paper
can't
or was it
remember. I just remember thinking, bro. Like, I said, man, I need to hurry up and go my ass to sleep so this shit could wear off, right?
Right.
I said, man, this shit ain't wearing off.
Mm.
Fuck, I gotta write this paper, but this shit ain't wearing off. Man, what the fuck can I do? Cause I want to go to sleep, but I can't.
And that's the whole time you was thinking.
The whole time, and then next thing you know, my alarm going off, a whole hour to pass. I come sit back in the chair,
Still loaded.
still loaded. But the work just more than loaded.
Like a 38 pistol.
Man, listen, I'm up in the people meeting. I got my hat on, brim low. You know what I'm saying? AJ, what's going on, man? I'm so fucking toe up, man. Man, I drank too much last night, bro. I should have stayed home.
And then you just coming off a pop eye vessel, and then now when you thought they were gonna drug test you, so now you actually go in that bit on the edible, and you don't even mess with that type of stuff.
Son, one thing about me, I'm cool at keeping my composure. I ain't gonna never let you know I'm super toe up or nothing like that. I'm gonna be straight till I get to my spot. Always.
Did it send you to the bathroom?
What, the brownie?
Yeah.
Nah.
Man, I got an edible horror story. I was eating, it was a mushroom edible, but still, I ate that bad boy, son. I got one on this beautiful trip. I'm hearing birds and crickets and all this beautiful shit. You know what I'm saying? Ants walking on leaves and shit. And the next thing you know, my stomach said, I'm talking about like it just gripped. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm talking about, though, I thought I had to fart. So when I go to fart, you know what I mean? I'm talking about, it was like, well, like, you know how I guess I had something in my butt, Paul, you know what I'm saying? Because it was like gas coming around it. So I done ran to the toilet. I'm on that big stomach hurt.
He done painted the back of the toilet.
Man, bro, edibles will do it to you, bro.
Dog, that was a different high, son.
That's a different high.
I don't even smoke like that, bro. And I've smoked before, and I've never been that high, bro.
Yeah. Man, my doctor told me, my primary care doctor told me that I should do more edibles instead of inhalation. You know what I'm saying?
For your lungs?
Yeah. You know
You should go that route. But I tell you one thing, bro. What it did do, I ain't feel no pain.
No pain?
My body felt in the best condition like since it felt the best if it ever felt in a while. Like
Mm.
no knee pain, no shoulder pain, no nothing.
The blood's running.
It's just pure relaxation. My whole
So
body
oh,
will
let's get
relax.
into this. So are you saying that people with joint pains should try more marijuana products?
I see the benefit in it.
Mm.
You know, if you gonna get this every time, this relaxation, outside of like the out, outside of me not able to not me not having the ability to function like I want to,
Mm.
but the other thing, like yeah, I can see why they would give it to a terminal patient. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Somebody that really don't have nothing to do, but focus on healing. I can see why they would say, hey man, maybe you should do this.
Do you believe marijuana is a gateway drug?
A gateway drug?
Yeah, because that's a lot of people's, and that was the talking point. Remember them dare?
I mean, all drugs are, they say is gateway drugs. It depends on how high you like to be.
Mm.
Like, cause there, I know some people who started off smoking weed and then ended up smoking dope.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
lot of them do.
I know some people who skip weed, went straight to dope.
That too.
Yeah. It depends on the person. It's subjective.
So what is dope a gateway drug for mojo? Cause I know crackheads who smoke mojo now,
Mm.
synthetic marijuana. So crack will be so you would have to label all drugs as a gateway drug to one another.
Yeah, yeah. But what necessarily classifies it as a drug? To me, if it's man-made, you know what I'm saying, you gotta do more to it. Like with marijuana, it's more of a, I guess after the drying process, you just chop it off and light it on fire.
But that marijuana is no longer man-made. It's genetically modified. That's why you getting all these different strands.
Yeah, yeah.
And when you deal with stuff that's genetically modified, you always got to be conscious of the shit that they don't tell you that they do to it.
Mm.
Like for instance, the FDA, right? They would never ever like approve of something natural
Why is that? Why you feel that way?
because nobody's going to put the money into the R&D, the research and development of something natural.
Mm.
And if it's something natural, then they can't make no money off it when you could just grow it in your backyard.
Speaking of money and growing it in your backyard, right? Let's talk about Diddy. Backyard, get it, money. That was a good transition. Come on now. Come on now. But
Hey, what you want to talk about
I'm
there?
just saying, bro, what you think about this, bro? I know you seen it.
I've seen some of it, but I don't know all of the facts, bro. I did see a clip with him sitting on the sofa with Mike Tyson, and Mike Tyson moved his hand and repositioned himself. And nigga said, you know, Diddy is different if he shot his shot at Mike on live TV, and Mike is one of the scariest men on this planet.
But man, but to think that he has these sexual assault cases, right? One being a man so far.
Okay.
Columbus Short came out, he had a story.
Okay.
Vlad on Vlad TV, he had a story. But like I said, people having stories, like some of them don't really sound too weird, some of them sound like okay, you know what I mean?
On some Me Too shit.
Yeah, but it's like, man,
I
what's
don't
going
be
on
trusting
with
all of
this?
that shit, though, but I do believe in they got gatekeepers out there. You know what I'm saying? I do feel like they got some niggas who like, nah, you ain't gonna get past this until you do this. You know what I'm saying? Or we only moving like this. Like for you to get here, nigga, you gotta come see me.
Right.
Right. So, but I mean, if niggas on weird shit, you know what I'm saying? They gonna do weird shit.
But my thing with Diddy is, in the thing with people was trying to say Young Miami was carrying pink cocaine for the man and stuff like that. Like, I talked about it on Purely Talk. I was like, bro, ain't no way in the world. I feel like this lady's a mother. Like people be trying to what's the word? Make these people bigger than what they really are. You know what I'm saying? I understand when people do dumb things, but I feel like when you're in a position like that, like I don't think she would jeopardize going to prison for Diddy because this woman has kids. You know what I'm saying? What you think? Like, do you think that people do deitize celebrities?
Like, man, I'm gonna tell you one thing, bro. Soldier Slim said, even I could take over a strong mind. You hear me? So when you got influence like that, and you got the cachet, you know, and you got a strong mind, you can bend other people to your will, even if they strong minded. You know what I'm saying? Some niggas just operate like that. like I said, I don't know personally, but would she have done it? At the end of the day, if she fuck with the nigga, she would have did it. You know, that's on some pimping shit.
So you think she would? See, for me, it's just, I'm sorry, but for me, it's just hard to get through my head that someone like her, who's a mother, like I said, you're a successful artist, you have your own show and stuff like that, you would jeopardize all that. The description of it, pink cocaine, like really pink cocaine? You ever heard of pink cocaine?
But what if the reason that she was getting that was because of him? She got her show on Revolt TV. That was his platform.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So she may be looking at the perks that's also, coming from it. And that could be a thing too.
Yeah, but it's like, man, like it's just, like I said, it's just hard for me to really think that someone of that caliber. I don't care if I'm at a lower caliber than Diddy. I understand Diddy's at a higher caliber, but like you would take yourself down with him. That's crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? But you're right. Like
it's been going on for years.
Yeah, but
At the same time, so like some people looking at it as he's a machine.
yeah, yeah, he can shut stuff down and pick it back up.
Yeah, come on, man. Like this nigga had Cassie. Cassie played her part for a minute, and she sat there and went through that shit. Most people would have been like, "Why you ain't leave?
Yeah.
Why she ain't
But she
leave?"
also opened the door for him. You know what I'm saying, to get this for this right here too.
Right, but why she ain't leave?
The benefits problem.
Right, she wanted to be great, and she was down for some of the shit. Cause it was like, oh, he went to the extent of making a false flyer saying that she was performing in Miami just to get her away from her man.
Blew up Kid Cudi car.
Right,
Allegedly.
and
All we know is he made the
She
threat,
came.
and his car and Kid Cudi's car was blown up.
and she came.
Cause he probably didn't. Yeah, if I'm Kid Cudi, I'm like, I don't want nobody to blow up my car.
No, but I'm saying she came
I'd have
regardless.
sent her back.
If she regardless though, like Kid Cudi could have cut her off, but what she went when he got cut off,
Back to Diddy.
because that's what she wanted to be, until it was no longer convenient for her to be.
Let Diana Jones, where I wanna be.
I'm not gonna say that. What I will say is like a lot of people put themselves in situations, knowing the situation, knowing the type of situation that it is, and thinking that they can figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Or thinking that they're gonna approach it differently, right? For instance, right? I see some women, right? They'll know the nigga got 2-3 children and don't take care of each other, right? Or a child and don't take care of him, and then they'll go get pregnant for him.
Yeah.
And expect the man to be different.
Yeah, about 2-3 churns.
Like you didn't see that he already liked that. So like why you thought it was gonna be different with you? And the crazy part about it is, like I understand individuality, right? I understand that everybody feels like they're special, right? Because at the end of the day, you are the center of your own world, right? So who am I to tell you that that's not gonna happen the way that you think? And when it does happen, hey, great for you. But more likely than not, he gonna be that guy. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm a betting man, I'm betting on him to do you just like he did the rest of them.
Yeah. And in most cases, that is how it turned out. That's the sad part of it. But it's like there are cases of redemption. So it's like the guys that do get it right. You know what I mean? It's like how do you make that case? You know what I mean? Because if you're going to run into more emotionally scarred, I'm not going to make it gender specific. I'm going to say people, and they're going to take their wrath out on you. Because some people don't take that time to heal.
Right, but also like I said though, right? Also some women have that power, that femininity, right? That power to speak to a person differently.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So like you, I like to say that femininity always wins.
Why you say that?
Right. I say that like if a woman talk to you in her femininity, you're more likely to do what she's asking you to do. Opposed to her coming at you kind of aggressive and manly or masculine. If she hits you with masculine energy, you're gonna buck back. But if she tell you in a soft tone, you know what I'm saying, being assertive in a soft tone, and being very suggestive, then most likely you're gonna do it unless you just don't want to fucking do it.
Yeah. So in other words, it ain't what you do, it's how you do it.
Right? That's always the
Right.
case.
So would that work in the case of a man also?
Right.
There's only a few men who win that.
I mean, some men like femininity always wins. Like masculinity and femininity is not gender specific.
You gotta explain that.
It's not gender
So
specific. How do you
masculinity and
handle?
femininity is not gender specific,
It's
even
not
though
gender
it has
specific.
gender.
It has a gender connotation with it, but that's not necessarily it.
Okay.
Society puts that on there.
Mm,
It's stereotype. It's
stereotypical.
stereotypical. Yeah.
Okay. The only thing like it's just the root words like the masculine. You know what I'm saying? And the feminine. Like, you know what I mean? It's
Masculine is. I'm gonna give you an example. You have a daughter, right? How do you talk to your daughter?
I talk to her sweet.
You talk to her in a feminine
I
manner.
talk to her sweet.
You talk to her in a feminine manner.
Sweet doesn't have to be feminine, does it?
You talk to her in a soft, suggestive tone, right? Versus talking to her very assertive and hard. You usually greet her with femininity.
I usually agree that, like you said, with soft. I like the way you say that. Don't say femininity.
Yeah, you greet
I
her
greet her
with
like soft serve ice cream.
however you want. You know what I'm saying? But most men talk to boys a little bit more.
Yeah.
You meet, but that's because you're a man talking to a man. So you greet him with masculinity and respect. You grant your daughter the same way, that same shit, but you give it to her softer because she's a woman. But
Am I wrong?
the inverse of that. No, you're not wrong. The inverse of that, right? So for me, right, I'm going to talk to my daughter soft too because I'm not the masculine energy in her life, right? Like when it comes to being a disciplinarian, right? So I'm gonna try to work shit out with my daughter. Her mom should be the disciplinarian.
Why?
Her,
Because she's the woman.
because a woman should raise women, and men should raise men. Women should discipline women, and men should discipline
That's how
men.
you feel.
Unless one is absent,
Right.
you know what I mean? And then the other have to take up both roles, right? So like you will allow your woman to coddle your daughter
Right.
because you want your daughter to have that soft feminine energy,
Right.
right? But you don't want your woman to coddle your son because he's going to be absent of masculinity.
See, I rather you coddle both. Like, I don't know. So what I'm looking at is, I agree with you saying to an extent. Like, I agree that women should have more of a hand in raising young ladies. I agree with that. You know what I'm saying? Because, you can teach her how to be a young lady to a young woman, and vice versa. A young man to a man. But it's like, when it comes to coddling, like, man, like, I wouldn't mind coddling my son. Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? Like, at a certain age. But, after a certain age, you got to, I guess, start to get them ready
But
for the world.
ultimately, what age is that?
That's a great question. I would say, ultimately, that would be around the time when, I want to say probably when they're starting to start school. So maybe like, pre-K is 4. I mean, not pre-K or 4, yeah. I would say, baby... See, I don't know. It's different. It's different. That's a great question because growing up for us is different.
That's a kid.
It's different because these kids nowadays they're not doing what we're doing.
If you're doing that, right, you're doing that to an infant, right, from the age 1 to 3, a toddler, right, that 3 or 4, right. After that, that's a kid. Now you need to handle that. Now that kid is starting to see in society what is deemed acceptable. Acceptable. Right. And the kid is starting to slowly lose innocence.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. But at the age of 5 and 6, most kids are innocent. Most kids will tell you exactly how they feel because they don't know how to temper it. They don't know that, hey, I probably shouldn't say this like this.
But they should be honest.
So,
I think taking away their honesty is ridiculous.
Right. But that's why you got your kids, right? But despite what you teach your kids, society is going to have a hand in raising kids or raising people. Period. So you can do whatever you like, but you can't stop your kids from being raised by society. All you can do is better prepare them to deal with society and let them know that they don't have to fall under the influence of society.
Truly.
This is coming from a man who doesn't have kids. So I'm not. Don't. This ain't law. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I truly understand that. It's just like I said, I agree with you on like what I'm saying. Like if you have both parents in the home, the woman should, the man should. But like you said, you know how it is. Each person plays, whether you're the gender or not, a great role in how their child should, how that child's gonna view the world, how that child's gonna view certain people. Let me ask you this: do you think that people give their child a false sense of reality when they uh, try to play like everything's perfect in front of the child? Like, oh, we're not going to argue in front of the child, or we're not going to diss in front of the child. Because, in my opinion, maybe if you knew how to argue and argue in front of the child led to, I want to say like y'all coming up with a solution, y'all learn how to compromise, and that child can see that. That's a healthy discussion. You know what I mean? Compared to the people that tries to say, oh, we're not going to argue for it. So now the child is in no conflict resolution. What do you say to that?
I say that like the world is not perfect, so let them see the flaws. Like what I'm saying, if you plan on having a healthy argument, like I'm not planning on having, but if you know that the outcome of the argument is going to be healthy, like if you know I'm arguing with you and you arguing with me, right? With a woman, right? I'm going back and forth with my woman, right? As long as I know that, hey, at the end of the day, this is going to be done with respect. They need to see that people can agree to not disagree.
Right.
I mean, can agree to disagree, right? But if y'all gonna be arguing and it's gonna come to blows, then that can be detrimental to the child.
Right.
Right.
Right. And you just now you leave now you just being a bad example.
Yeah, but you just that's part of knowing your partner, right?
Right.
Like and a lot of men won't do certain shit in front of their children, or a lot of women won't do certain shit in front of their children,
Right.
even though it's in their character to do such.
Right. Yeah. Because you just try to keep them as innocent as long as possible.
Yeah, but despite what you got going on, they can just grab the phone, be on YouTube, and lose their innocence.
Yeah.
The mark of a child losing their innocence, right, is when a child tempers themselves to say something, or they cover themselves.
Like understanding that like they're naked, like Adam and Eve type.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, my daughter
no longer.
screams, and she understands that she's naked. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if she's like, don't look at me. She know that you're a man. You're not supposed to look at her.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, and I be having those talks. You know how it is, you be trying to just sprinkle in that. Nobody touches you. Like, somebody touches that's not daddy or not, hey or not.
Yeah, no, she don't just walk in the bathroom while you walking in the baby.
Yeah, like, I make sure she never sees me in my kind of, it's not to hide anything from her. It's just that, like you said, like, to understand and to give her the understanding that, hey, look, you can't. Privacy is a thing. You know what I mean? You can't just walk in on people at any other time, even if you know them or this and that. They might feel that when they're in that bathroom or when they're in, they're behind that closed door, that's their safe space. So you give people that safe space, and just try to communicate. Hey, or can I come in? Or hey, is it time? You know what I'm saying? Because closed mouth don't get fed. You know what I mean? Right. So you gotta let people know what's going on. So like, no, I'm with you on that, bro. I'm with you on that. It's like I said, it's just children are so. Children, they're so innocent. They're like, to me, in my opinion, they're the greatest investment you can ever make. And it's like, it's no one's perfect on raising kids. So it's like,
But you know what I've been saying lately? Parents are more in line with being friends with their children, opposed to being their parent.
Would you be cool with that? Would you be cool with that?
As long as it's done respectfully. Like if I don't mind me and my kid having a friendly relationship, right? However, like you have to know the dynamic of respect. And I can't be cool with you if you move in a disrespectful manner outside of me.
Right.
So like, because ultimately, how you go about your day-to-day life is a reflection of mine. Right? I can understand if I gave you all of the tools and you chose that, then if you chose that, then you chose not to fuck with me either. Because I like, you can be an asshole. You can be whoever you want to be, respectfully. You know what I'm saying? If you got a lot of disrespect for you, I don't know where you get that from. And if I fuck with you with that, that means I fuck with disrespect.
Right. Okay.
So until you get your shit right, I'm gonna have to show you tough love.
Ask you this. I think this is great leading into this. What do you think about parents who have a child and they split, right? And okay, you split. Now one side wants to be with another person. You know what I mean? But the other side is trying to hold on and thinking that they can rekindle the old flame, or they just emotionally just trying to control that person.
I'm not gonna blame nobody for wanting their family, right? But at the same time, like you're not gonna harass me to be with you, and you're not gonna weaponize my kid to be with you.
Right.
That's a real thing. People go through that shit every day.
The way I look at it, I look at it like this: like it's over.
Live and let live.
You've been to a point where you done did, whatever, and like y'all decided, or one part decided they didn't want to do this anymore. So like I feel like you should give yourself time to emotionally get over it, and then after that, like I said, bro, move on.
But ultimately, I feel like as much as you think it's over, it may not be over.
I think that's where people start killing each other, start killing other people.
No, I just think that some people are persistent. You know what I mean? If you're persistent and if you ask.
To the point where it's disrespectful to the other relationship, that can get you
Right.
killed, or you get your ass whooped, or put you in a bad situation.
Right. But at the same time, if the persistence isn't met with a boundary, then it's gonna keep happening. It's gonna keep happening.
So you feel that both parents should put up boundaries on how they move forward with the child. Talk to me.
Yeah, that's very important. Because without boundaries, it's just gonna be boundless. Like you just gonna be hurling shit at each other, and y'all not gonna have like a set of rules that y'all operate by. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like Kia was telling you with the SOPs. Like this is how we gonna operate. When you need to talk, you know what I'm saying? You call her. Right. Once she hit a certain age, until she hit that age, you talk to me. But you talk to me during these hours, right? And when you talk to me, we only talking about this, right? But however, some people have relationships with their baby mom or baby dad, right? Their kids' parent, right? And it's a new appreciation for each other, to where like, hey, we don't hate each other, but we gonna raise this child together, and we gonna be nice to each other. Some people have that ability to do that, and they don't have to have those SOPs, right? Those procedures, right? But for the people who have trouble or turmoil with it, I think it's best that you look, we're gonna lay it out like this. This is how we gonna do it. But it's always one of the parties is always gonna buck back and break all the rules. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then that's where all the conflict come in. Like for instance, right? I seen that on Facebook, right? The dad got his kid, right? So the son is spending time with his dad, right? His dad makes his other sons and daughters clean up Sunday morning, right? But his mom don't make him do that, right? His mom spoil him and coddle him. You're my son. You're at my house with my other kids. Sundays we clean up over here.
So Sundays you go clean up.
So, but you don't do that by your mom. So now I'm asking you to clean up. You call your mom and say, "Hey, mom, I want to come home." And now that you want to come home, right? It's an issue for both of us, right? Because you coddling him, right? He don't have no responsibility. You cooking for him, you spoiling him, and you doing all of this, and he's not working for it. He's going to expect this.
Right.
So now, I didn't brought him home, and you fussing at me, right? She fussing at him, saying, "You don't handle my son like that. You need to handle my son like this, and this." And he said, "Look, I'm trying to raise a man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to raise a man, and as a man, I can't allow for one of my sons to not do something that all the rest of them are doing.
Right.
I understand how your rules are in your household, but your rules in your household don't dictate the rules in mine. Dictate the rules
Right,
in
right.
mine.
That's what I'm with you. I agree.
So if I say everybody get up on Sunday,
Right.
everybody get up.
Right. If he's
Everybody
gonna be
get
here
up.
every weekend,
Right?
his
And if he
behind
gonna
gonna
be
be
here every
up.
weekend,
Right.
right? He don't have no choice to come by you because this shit needs to be done. This
Right
shit
now.
needs to be done. But the mom was like, "Nah, you bring my baby, you know, woo, 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 woo." And she's like, "It's okay, baby. I'm gonna bring you out to go buy you, you know, this, and this, and we're gonna get you a game, we're gonna get you something to eat." And now he's walking inside, smirking at his dad.
For what? You still gotta go clean up. Shit.
No, he don't.
Come and get him
Back
until the designated time that we agreed upon is done. That's not happening.
She
See,
come
that's,
and
see,
get
that,
him.
I feel like now you letting the child dictate what I'm saying. What adults should be dictating. No, I'm the adult. I know what's best. You have to adjust. You have to get better. Like
Despite how much power you think you have, your kid manipulate you.
can manipulate.
And
Yeah.
they do. When kids
Yeah.
cry for something
It's a form of
or they irritate you for something,
manipulation.
they know that if they do this, you're
Right.
going to give them to them.
Right.
That's why they do it.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they're smart. Of course.
That's all it is. Like I know if I flail and throw my hands in the air every time I do that, I'm gonna get whatever I want from you. I'm gonna fucking do it every time.
Like that's the yin and yang of parenting, right? Yeah, your mom might be the thing, but she needs to sit up there. If she agrees and she knows she's soft-hearted, if you agree that that child shouldn't get a cookie, then hey, go ask your daddy. Whatever your daddy say, go. So now you go ask your daddy, and your daddy say no, then that's just what it is. I don't care if you start whining, because if you start whining, that's a nice pat.
That's the manipulation, right?
Yeah,
So you, as a kid, right?
yeah.
You ask your dad, right? Your dad would say no. Well, you know what? I'm about to go ask my mom.
My baby.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go ask my mom. Oh, boom! I know I can't do this over here by my mom.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with my girlfriend and do it.
Yeah. Yeah. But then again, that's where communication comes in. You have to communicate that to grandpa.
Right.
I don't want to do it. But if that's what they allow when they're there, then like I said, when I'm not around, I can't control that. I can only control what I can control.
That's cool. I'm just highlighting the relation.
Yeah. They'll go other places with it. You're damn right. I did.
Yeah.
I know I did.
For sure. So that's all I'm telling you is that shit happens. More likely than not.
Yeah. I want to say my whole thing is, like I said, like maybe if communication was better between all parties, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, and how we're doing things now, most people are just keeping things between them and their parent. You know what I'm saying? They're not communicating to grandma when he go over there, hey, little man can't get no snacks after 7 o'clock. You know what I mean?
But because that, you don't have a set of rules at your house, and I have a set of rules at my house.
Yeah, I think income dictates a lot of that too.
I don't think it's income. I think it's you have a set of rules at your house, I have a set of rules at my house.
Mm-hmm.
I do what's convenient for me, you do what's convenient for you.
Right.
And that's not a bad thing to have two different sets of rules.
Right.
Because realistically, a kid can be at home and follow one set of rules, but then when you go to work, you follow another set of rules.
Yeah.
But then when you go, socialize or to these other social spots, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have another set of rules to follow. That's not outside of the realm of belief for me, anyway.
You have to compartmentalize.
Yeah, you have to have the ability to work in all of these spaces and follow the rules per situation, right? So instead of school, you got this set of rules. At home, you got this set of rules. On your job, you got this set of rules. You know what I'm saying? When you out, part of a club or certain, y'all got that set of rules.
Right.
It's just like whatever part of communities you are part of, they have their own sets of rules, and you have the ability to abide by those, right? Even in the streets, streets got its own set of rules.
Facts.
Right?
Facts.
So like we all operate.
And some of them are hypocritical. Some of them are, and some of them do contradict themselves. But it's like if you're gonna play that game, you gotta understand the rules and play them the way they need to be played, and understand how to play your pieces. Cause a lot of these pieces, bro, is chess, not check.
But all right. So with that being said, would the dad be wrong for not wanting to deal with the child anymore?
Because of the mother.
Because the mother is emasculating. It's emasculating.
I think that,
and not allowing him to be a father.
I think that
to his son.
if you allow someone to have that much power over you and the way you parent, regardless of what they say, and you're doing the right thing, you know what I'm saying? I think you're a coward.
So with that being said, what should he do to the son?
What you should do is you should continue to get your child. Make sure you have paperwork, legal binding paperwork, You know what I'm saying? That way she can't go against it. You know what I'm saying? If she do, you can violate her. You know what I mean? Because you're going against a legal binding document. And also, with that, when you have your child, parent your child, like you said, when out by dad's house, you're getting parent like you're at dad's house. Point blank, period. And she's not coming to get you until the designated or appointed time that I have on this paper, because you are my child and I love you too.
And not just that, right? I'm not saying it's a prison, but when the folks get a hold of you, your mama ain't gonna be able to come get you.
That's a fact.
In the streets, when you don't follow them rules and you won't go home, your mama not gonna be that. Your mama ain't gonna be able to come get you sometimes. It's not a situation like that. So you gotta be prepared to deal with shit in the real world.
They gotta be able to think and move on their own. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
Yeah, critical thinking is everything,
like,
bro.
And also we want to let you know this episode is brought to you by people over there at Hillside Boards and Tables. Hey, it's springtime. You're getting towards the summertime too, my people. Hey, I know you got parties, graduations, all type of stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? Some people want to, you just met somebody and it's getting warm, so you want to take them outside. Let's go to the park. Let's have a picnic. What are the best things to do? Get a charcuterie board. And where you do that at? At Hillside Boards and Tables. On Instagram, at Hillside Boards and Tables. When you get in their DMs, you tell them one thing. They ask you, how did you find us? You tell them, Rooted sent you. Rooted! I said, also this episode is brought to you by people over there at Next Choice Financial. You know what I'm saying? You're having credit problems. You need a financial planners. You know what I'm saying? You got people over there, how did our girl Kia over there at Next Choice Financial. You know what I'm saying? For all your best financial needs. Until next time. Rooted!